quietness of her apartment felt eerie, broken only by the disturbing discovery of her body lying in the cold, still bathtub. Anastasia Grishman, a name known to thousands online, had her life and future stolen from her in a single, brutal act. As authorities piece together what happened that fateful day, her fans and loved ones are left haunted by the loss and mystery. She had everything to live for: a successful career, a growing fan base, and a future that looked bright. But what really happened behind the closed doors of Anastasia Grishman's home is the kind of story you'd expect to see in a dark thriller, not in real life. Today I'll share the chilling details of this tragic case and what it reveals about the hidden dangers lurking in the lives of social media stars. Who was she behind the screens and smiles? Anastasia Grishman was not just a social media personality. She was a young woman who built a name for herself on platforms like OnlyFans, where she shared her creativity and unique perspective with a loyal audience. Known for her captivating content, Anastasia's online presence was more than a source of income. It was her way of connecting with the world. Her fans were drawn to her style and energy, seeing her as someone who was comfortable being herself in front of the camera. Despite the nature of her work, her popularity continued to grow, making her a well-recognized face in the social media modeling community. Beyond the screen, Anastasia was a Russian native with a vibrant personality, and according to those who knew her, she loved bringing art and expression into everything she did. She shared snippets of her life, her heritage, and her interests with fans, giving them a glimpse of her world beyond the curated images and videos. Although much of her private life remains under wraps, her fans felt a connection with her that was about more than just appearances. As her fan base grew, so did her impact. She seemed dedicated to putting effort into her work, which her fans appreciated, often praising her creativity and openness. Her following was a mix of admiration and genuine interest in her as a person, not just as a model. It is clear that she put time and thought into her content, and her community valued her for it. The discovery of her body. The tragic scene of Anastasia Grishman's apartment was discovered by police under heart-wrenching circumstances. When officers entered, they found her lifeless body in the bathtub, sparking a wave of shock and heartbreak. Although details around who first reported her absence are unclear, it is known that authorities were alerted due to concerns about her sudden silence and absence online, something her close followers and contacts found unusual. In the police report, it was noted that there were clear signs of something amiss. Anastasia's body showed indications that foul play might have been involved, leading investigators to quickly suspect that her death was no accident. The haunting scene in her own bathroom was a stark reminder of the dangers some people face, even in the privacy of their own homes. It is unsettling to think that the place she felt most secure could have been the site of such a tragedy. News of her death spread rapidly, with fans and online communities expressing disbelief and sadness. The reaction was immediate, with followers flooding social media to voice their shock. Anastasia had shared parts of her life with these people, and her sudden loss left an emptiness that resonated deeply. How could this happen to someone so full of life? Seemed to be the question on everyone's mind as her story made headlines. Details on the investigation and evidence. As the investigation began, Russian authorities released several statements regarding the tragic circumstances of Anastasia's death. Officials explained that they were actively examining both the physical and digital evidence surrounding the case, hoping to uncover who might be responsible for her untimely passing. From the beginning, law enforcement made it clear that they were not overlooking any detail. At the crime scene, investigators gathered various pieces of evidence. Among them were the conditions in which her body was found and any items or signs that might indicate a struggle or other suspicious activity. This evidence was carefully documented and analyzed, providing some initial clues into what might have taken place on that tragic day. Yet, with each new detail, more questions seemed to arise. In today's digital age, digital evidence plays a key role in many investigations, and Anastasia's case is no different. Investigators likely examined her recent messages, social media posts, and other online interactions for clues. This information can be crucial in piecing together her final days and identifying anyone who may have had motives or connections to her. I find it somewhat reassuring to know that authorities are using every resource available to uncover the truth, as her loved ones and fans deserve the closure and justice they seek. alleged suspects, and possible motives. In cases like Anastasia's, it is often those closest to the victim who come under initial scrutiny, and her case is no exception. Law enforcement confirmed that they had taken a few suspects into custody, individuals who were known to have personal connections with Anastasia. While details about these suspects are still limited, authorities have hinted that there were some ties between them and Anastasia that could have played a role in her tragic end. There are several possible motives that have been considered by authorities and speculated by the media, ranging from jealousy to financial disputes, the pressure of fame, the complexities of online relationships, or perhaps unresolved personal issues could all be factors. Though nothing is yet confirmed, it is haunting to think that something as precious as life could be cut short by something as ordinary as a disagreement or envy. As the names and faces of these suspects were made public, fans and followers had strong reactions. Some expressed disbelief, while others shared frustration that someone close to her could potentially be involved. It is a painful reminder that sometimes even those we trust can harbor darker motives. Personally, I feel it is hard to understand how someone could hurt another person in such a terrible way. But at the same time, it is important to remember that these are still just theories until confirmed by official statements. Anastasia's life and the risks faced by social media personalities. Anastasia's career was one that drew both admiration and caution, highlighting the delicate balance between fame and privacy. As an OnlyFans model, she navigated a world that is exciting, but also fraught with risks that are sometimes overlooked. Though she enjoyed a strong fan base and appreciation from followers, her role came with unique challenges that many influencers face today. For people like Anastasia, there is always a question of privacy and personal safety. Influencers often expose parts of their lives to strangers, making it difficult to protect personal boundaries. Many face issues ranging from online harassment to more severe threats against their safety, especially if they are in fields considered controversial. Anastasia was not the first, and sadly will not be the last influencer to face such risks. But her story brings attention to the urgency of these challenges. There has been an ongoing discussion about how to create a safer environment for social media creators, especially those on platforms like OnlyFans. Influencers face unique pressures and need support in maintaining their personal safety, even while staying active online. It is saddening to think that such dangers exist for individuals simply trying to share their creativity and connect with others. The impact on her family, friends, and fans. Losing someone like Anastasia has had a profound impact on those closest to her. Though her family has understandably kept most of their grief private, the sadness and emptiness they must feel are unimaginable. Losing a loved one in such tragic and public circumstances is a burden that no family should have to bear. If they have shared any public statements, they have been filled with sorrow and a sense of loss that words cannot capture. Fans and followers have also shared their own tributes and memories online, creating memorial posts and messages in her honor. They have left comments, shared photos, and created posts that reflect the positive influence she had on their lives. In some ways, this outpouring of support has brought people together in shared grief, honoring her memory with stories and words that show the impact she had on others. The sadness surrounding her passing is profound. So many people who had never met Anastasia felt connected to her, and her loss is felt widely. It is heartbreaking to think of the potential her life still held and the joy she brought to so many people. The mystery surrounding Anastasia's case reminds us of the hidden risks that can come with fame, especially in today's social media-driven world. What are your thoughts on the challenges faced by influencers like her? Please comment below, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share any ideas for our next topic.